If you've ever blamed yourself for failing a diet, let me say something right away. It probably was never just about willpower. A lot of people focus on what happens at breakfast, lunch, and dinner. But one of the most overlooked parts of metabolic health happens much later, during the quiet hours when you're asleep. And that matters, because while you sleep, your body is not inactive. Your liver is still working. Your hormones are still shifting. Your blood sugar is still being regulated, and depending on the environment you create before bed, your body may either settle into a smoother overnight fast or spend the night playing catch-up. That's the part most advice skips. Now, before we go further, a quick note. This video is for education, not medical treatment. If you have diabetes, reflux, ulcers, gastroparesis, or take blood sugar-lowering medication, talk to your clinician before changing your routine. With that said, here's the idea. There's a simple bedtime drink that some early research suggests may modestly support overnight blood sugar control. Warm water, diluted apple cider vinegar, and Ceylon cinnamon. Not a miracle, not a cure, not a replacement for a balanced diet, exercise, sleep, or proper medical care. Just a small tool that may help in a very specific window, the hours between your last meal and the next morning. I've spent years working around metabolic emergencies, and one pattern shows up again and again. Most people are not clueless. Most have already heard, eat better, move more, and cut the sugar. The real problem is that they were never taught when the body becomes especially vulnerable, or how late-night habits can quietly shape the next day's numbers. Here's what's happening. After your final meal, blood sugar rises, insulin is released. Your muscles and liver begin pulling glucose out of the bloodstream. When your muscles have room, they can store some of that fuel. But when the system is overloaded, especially after large or refined carb-heavy evening meals, the liver has more work to do. And the liver has a schedule of its own. At night, your body is supposed to transition into fasting, repair, and recovery. But if you eat too late, or go to bed with glucose and insulin still elevated, you're asking your liver to keep processing fuel at a time when your whole system is trying to wind down. That mismatch can make the overnight period less efficient. And over time, repeated nights like that may contribute to higher fasting blood sugar and worsening insulin resistance. That's why this isn't only about what you eat, it's also about when you eat. And what happens after the kitchen is closed. So where does the drink come in? Apple cider vinegar contains acetic acid. Some small studies suggest acetic acid may help support insulin sensitivity and may reduce the liver's tendency to release excess glucose overnight in some people. In simple terms, it may help your body enter the night with a slightly better metabolic setup. Then there's cinnamon, but this part matters. Ceylon cinnamon, not cassia. Ceylon cinnamon is generally preferred for regular use because cassia cinnamon can contain much higher amounts of coumarin, a compound that may be hard on the liver in larger long-term amounts. So if someone wants to try a nightly cinnamon habit, Ceylon is the safer choice. Cinnamon has also been studied for its possible role in supporting insulin signaling and fasting glucose control. The evidence is mixed, but promising enough that researchers continue to study it, especially in people with early insulin resistance. Put those two ideas together, and you get a simple bedtime routine that may offer gentle support from two directions, helping the liver overnight and helping the body respond to glucose a little more efficiently. Again, not magic. Just a modest, practical nudge. And there may be a third piece to this story, the gut. Scientists are still learning how the microbiome affects blood sugar regulation, but it's clear that your gut and metabolism are closely connected. Some evidence suggests vinegar and cinnamon may influence the gut environment in beneficial ways over time. That doesn't mean instant transformation. It means consistency may matter more than hype. If you want to try this, keep it simple. Use warm water, not boiling hot. Add a small, well-diluted amount of apple cider vinegar, then stir in a little Ceylon cinnamon. No sugar, no honey, no dessert on the side. The whole point is to avoid raising blood sugar again right before sleep. And timing matters. The biggest mistake people make is taking the drink after a late-night snack and expecting it to cancel everything out. It won't. If you want the best chance of benefiting from this habit, stop eating a couple of hours before bed, then have the drink about 30 minutes before you sleep. That sequence makes more sense physiologically than chasing a cookie with vinegar and hoping for the best. There are also some people who should be careful. If acidic drinks irritate your stomach, if you deal with chronic reflux, or if you take medications that already lower blood sugar, don't guess. Ask your clinician first, and let's be honest about expectations. You are probably not going to wake up tomorrow feeling like a brand new person because of one mug. That's not how the body works. If this helps at all, the effect is likely to be modest at first, but that doesn't make it meaningless. Small improvements, repeated consistently, are often how long-term health changes actually happen. Better nighttime habits, better morning numbers, better momentum. Then those days stack into weeks, and those weeks stack into years. That's the real story. The overnight window is not empty time. Your metabolism is still making decisions while you sleep. Your liver is still active. Your hormones are still responding. And the habits you build in those final evening hours may quietly push your health in one direction or the other. So no, this is not a cure. But it may be a useful, low-cost, low-effort habit for some people, especially when it sits inside the bigger picture. Earlier dinners, fewer refined late-night snacks, more movement, more muscle, better sleep, and a diet you can actually sustain. If there's one takeaway from this video, let it be this: your metabolism does not shut off when the lights go out. What you do between your last bite of food and your first breath the next morning matters more than most people realize. And sometimes, better health doesn't begin with another extreme diet. Sometimes it begins with giving your body a quieter, smarter night. If you enjoy health content that explains the why, not just the what, subscribe, leave a like, and share this with someone who needs practical, realistic guidance, not hype.